Hey everybody, this is Naomi Adu here, Christian business coach for purpose-driven female entrepreneurs at oneauthentic.heart.com. And I'm super excited because today I am interviewing the wonderful Keisha. And so before me kind of introducing who Keisha is, I'm going to let her do the honors herself. So Keisha, take it away.
Yes, hi everybody. Thank you so much, Naomi, for this opportunity. My name is Lakeisha Christian. I am a now published writer. Last week I was aspiring author. This week I am now a published author. I'm so excited about that. I'm also a motivational speaker on domestic violence. And I live to share the gospel wherever I go.
Amen. Thanks so much for sharing all of that. I'm so excited to be talking with you today. So Keisha went through Clarity Class 1.0, my group coaching program, and we are in the second launch now. So we're in the launch of Clarity Class 2.0. And Keisha's just someone who's made huge shifts in what's going on in her life and her business. And I can't wait for her to share all of that with you. But I would just love to just ask a couple questions here today. And so we're going to just jump through a few things that might just give you a bit of inspiration, because she's a very inspirational person. So Keisha, I'd love just to know from you, before joining Clarity Class 1.0, what were some of the reservations that you had?
Well, and I think this is going to be a totally different video than the others, because I think this will definitely speak to those ones that say, you know what, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know this Naomi person. I don't know what she does, because I really was in a place of, I was hesitant. Someone on Facebook, we just started talking, me and someone from Clarity Class. And she said, you have to meet this person. You have to meet Naomi. She's going to be my business coach. Today is the last day to sign up. She said, you should check her out. And I was really hesitant, but I did it. I checked her out. I checked you out. I read everything that you had listed on your Facebook page. Mm-hmm. And I signed up. I was still so hesitant, but I signed up. It was the last day. And I said, I'm just going to do it. I don't know what to expect or where to go from here. I did not question anything. I just did it. And you know, sometimes when you do that, like that new pair of shoes you want and you buy it, later on you get home and you're like, what did I just do? That's how I felt the whole entire day. I'm like, oh gosh, what did I do? I have no idea what I just signed up for. So I was nervous.
Thank you for sharing that. And so with that, it would be great to know like why you started. So obviously those were the reservations and things that you had, but like what was it about maybe what you were doing in the online space already, or what it was that other people said, or what was it that was like pushed you to take the leap and just be like, right, I need to do this?
Well, I'll tell you too, one of the reasons that I was hesitant and the reservation I had is because I'm like, okay, this is a financial responsibility every month. And I always had the mindset of, if you're going to invest in someone, why not yourself? You're the best person to invest into. But I was so nervous because financially I was in a state of not knowing where to go. And so I'm like, okay, this extra money a month, do I invest in myself? Or do I pay my bill? Do I invest in myself, or do I do this? So that was definitely the reservation I had, not you as a person, because as soon as I read your page and I saw you and everything, I immediately said, okay, I could like her. I think we could, this could work. But the space that I was in, are you meaning before Clarity Class?
Yeah, even before, or like what it was that then made you kind of take that leap and do it?
Yeah. Well, because my business was not going anywhere. I knew what I wanted. I had it all wrote down. I just didn't know how to bridge it together. I didn't know how to go from my ideas to actual business. So here is everything in the thought process, everything wrote down on paper, but where's the bridge to connect it? So I'm on one end, you're on the other end, but I did not have that bridge. So I was like, this is it, and you brought it together. When Clarity Class was introduced to me, that was that bridge to help me to, you know, get over to the other side. So that's what finally made me do it. I said to myself, you know what, just do it. You have nothing to lose. Just jump, just go for it.
Oh, I love it. And it was just amazing when you were like, I'm going to do it. I know that we had a couple Facebook messages
Yes.
and you were like, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to trust God. And just like the shifts and stuff that you've made since, which I can't wait to share. But like everything that's kind of happened since is just as a result of that kind of, you know, that sense of being willing, like you said, for you to take a chance on yourself, for you
Right.
to personally, for you to decide to invest in yourself, for you to decide that actually, like as you say, like yourself is a really good investment. Quite often we can kind of go for everything else and we can put ourselves last. And the
Right.
fact that you were willing to say, do you know what? No, I'm going to put myself first. I'm going to trust God and the rest will follow. And the fact that you're willing to do that, I just think is amazing. And so super, super exciting. And so I'd love to know kind of what happened for you while on the class. I know that we've got a couple more questions about some of the specifics, but what happened for you on the class in terms of like the confidence gained or the strategies implemented or, you know, any of that stuff? Please do share.
And, you know, when I had I had always been thinking about a business. The entrepreneurship mindset has always been something that has been inside of me. Like I said, I just didn't know how to do it. So during Clarity class, you gave me such a boost in confidence. It almost seemed like I was invincible at one point. I'm like, I can do this. Before I was like, I don't know if I can do this. I didn't have the support. I didn't have the encouragement. And most importantly, I didn't have the tools. I had no idea how to build my website. I didn't know who my ideal client was. You know, it was so many little things that I did not even think about. When you're first starting a business, you have your whole business plan out and you think, oh, I just can run with it. It is so much more than that. And you connected all of those dots for me. The puzzle was finally put together when I met you and when I started taking Clarity class. At first, it was just a half puzzle. And I was trying to fit that one little piece that always falls behind the table or under the carpet or something. You were that one piece that I had to put together to say, okay, this is what it does. This is how it's going to work for me.
Oh, wow, amazing. Thanks so much for sharing that. And I know you mentioned the support as well. So obviously I'm there as your coach, but one of the amazing things about Clarity Class is the sisterhood. And so
Yes.
I would just love for you to share just a couple thoughts on what the support from the sisterhood meant to you, what you got from that, what it was like to be coached in a group capacity like you were on Clarity Class.
Right. I'll speak about the sisterhood first. I think we never, none of it. I think some people may have met before. Like I think you knew maybe some people in London, but I've never met anyone other than on Zoom. But the support that I had from these women was almost like we were family. You know, it was not, if it was always constructive criticism that helped us, that pushed us to do better. There was never any animosity. Even online, you know, you could kind of get this stuff where one person doesn't really want to deal with that person. It was such a sisterhood. I mean, and I'm glad that you chose to use that word, because we all really did become like sisters almost, in a sense. We were so comfortable with coming to one another and leaving messages. I mean, just every day. Oh, hey, sis, what do I do? We even started calling each other sis, and enjoyed that. They always were so willing to give information, insight, or say, hey, no, I don't think that's good. How about this? Or, oh, that looks awesome. So the sisterhood in itself was worth it. It really was. But then we have this awesome coach who supports us in a way I've never been coached before.
Oh.
Ever been coached. And you had spoke so much to my spiritual side. That's why I believe I was pushed the way I was pushed, because for me, you have to come to me in the ways that I understand. And you did that for me. You were able to put things in perspective and say, hold on. I don't know if God would, you know, agree with that or maybe like that or whatever. I mean, it was such a fresh breath of air to me, and I am totally indebted to you for that.
Oh no, literally, absolute pleasure. Working with amazing women like you is just incredible. And so, even like what you were saying, that idea about helping and supporting people to recognize like the spiritual side of
Yeah.
things, and that's like a big part of Clarity Class as well. The idea that actually we serve God with our businesses, and therefore it's like a life call, it's our life's work. And so, I'd love to know from you, kind of, yeah, the spiritual like learning or the spiritual shifts, like your relationship with God, just things like that, the stuff that happened from that perspective, a bit of what you just shared there, as you kind of journeyed through Clarity Class.
Yes. I have, I grew up in the church. I grew up knowing who God was, but of course, when I got older, I went my own way. But here I am again. You know, He promises, hey, train them up and they won't depart. And here I am again. So when I'm looking for business, I had prayed, God, I need you to connect me with people that love you. I need you to connect me with people that have my best interests at heart, that are not going to manipulate me, that are not going to try to control my ideas, who are not just looking to get paid from me. I need you to connect me with someone who is connected with you. And I truly believe He brought you in my life for that reason. And before Clarity Class, and I'm so glad you called it Clarity Class, because that's exactly what I got. Clarity. It was so amazing. I started off with not confidence in, being able to build my business or my brand or my ideal client. It was just a thought. And now all of a sudden I have this business coach in my life who is saying, listen, God says this about you. God says that about you. God says this about your business. God says that about your business. I'm like, whoa, you totally encouraged me to go further, not just in business, but in my spiritual life. I started praying more. I started speaking more. And now I'm getting emotional because it was a big shift for me, knowing that someone else supported me through Christ, like how Christ would support me. I've never had that before. So for my business coach to say, listen, I believe in you and you can do this, that shifted my entire attitude and my spiritual attitude. And I appreciate you for doing that for me.
Oh, honestly, like you don't have to apologize. Just my total pleasure. And it's just because it's true, seeing that in you, seeing that in the women that were in the class, and knowing how important it is that each other as sisters, that we call that out of one another, that we're able to say, like, when sometimes we can't do it for ourselves, when we're able to say to one another, this is what God says, because like that's the whole point of community, that's the whole point of sisterhood, that we're able to bring one another up. And it was just seeing like the sisterhood and being able to kind of just facilitate that is just amazing. So thank you for sharing that, and literally the honor and the privilege is absolutely all mine.
It was amazing. And just the sisterhood, I want everyone to know that it didn't stop after Clarity Class. We connected on such a different level. We are now Facebook friends and Instagram friends, and encouraging each other in their businesses and what they're doing now. We're still doing that. And, I still reach out to you. Oh, hey, Naomi, so, I mean, it's still ongoing. It wasn't you coming in and leaving us.
Oh, yeah.
You're still there for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And I know that like going through all of this, there was a couple of other sessions. And so one of those sessions was with my husband, James, and he did a session on public speaking and storytelling. And he's a guest expert again in Clarity Class 2.0. And so I know that that was a really important session for you. And so I'd love to know like a little bit about like why that session was so important for you, like what you got out of it, and yeah, just what you enjoyed about that session with James.
Absolutely. I was so looking forward to that session because motivational speaking is something that I want to do and I strive to do And when you said, hey, my husband is going to be a guest on that, I was so excited. I was like, yes, I was already getting what I needed from you. And now here comes this man who's professional in speaking, and I couldn't wait. So he gets on there, and I believe we had posted a live video, right?
Yes.
And he went back and listened so he could kind of critique our work.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the advice he gave me was so life-changing for me, and things I never even thought about. He started off with a story, and I'm like, where is he going with this? But what he taught us, he didn't come in and say, hey, I'm teaching you this. He immediately went into that storytelling and then told us, this is what I was doing. This is how you do it. And I was amazed, because I was like, I've been doing it wrong this whole time. The insight he gave me, the advice he gave me, I began to use that. I didn't know I was going to have to use it so quickly, but I said, you know what? I remembered it. I had an interview, and I said, I'm going to use his information. I'm going to use what he told me to do and see if it works. I was like, it may work. I'm not sure, but I'm going to try it. And oh my goodness, it worked, and it was amazing. I was so comfortable in doing what he told me to do. I didn't use a lot of words. I didn't do this. I mean, I was so comfortable. And I mean, if you and him ever do a class together, the whole thing, it would be amazing. I'm telling you, amazing.
Well, maybe you're speaking that one prophetically. We'll see.
It will be wonderful.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. And so with all of this, so you've kind of gone through the sisterhood, you've got the coaching, you've been on the guest expert session, you've started to kind of see these shifts. And then since then, some amazing stuff has happened, and you've kind of moved forward, and you've moved from strength to strength. And I've just been so excited. Like, James and I were just celebrating you yesterday, just like so excited about all that you've shared. And so I would love for you to just share kind of what's happened since. I know you said at the beginning about the book. I'd love to know a bit more about that, and then the exciting other piece of news that you shared with me only recently. Just take it away. Like, I want to celebrate everything.
And of course, first of all glory, all honor goes to Christ. All honor goes to God, because it was the reason. This is definitely the reason. He is the reason for all of this. He's the reason for connecting you in my path, you and your husband. But after clarity class, I started to, and this was just journey. I had started telling about my domestic abuse past, like maybe about a year or so ago, but I did not continue with it because a lot was going on. Not that I was ashamed or wasn't ready. I just was not motivated to do it. I literally just started this journey when I started taking your class. When was that, Naomi? That was in
April 2017.
April. Listen, all of this has happened to me just since April.
Wow.
I started taking your class, and you were teaching how to be out there on social media, what to put out there, what not to put out there, what to do, what not to do. And I started using all of those little tidbits you started giving me, and I started sharing my story more. I started Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I mean, everything that I had at my fingertips, I started to do that. I started building my website, all of that. But only since April, I'm amazed that it's just been since April. And I used everything you all told me. I started reaching out to different clients. I started doing my shirts. I have shirts. I have mugs. People are buying this stuff from me. From little old me, they're buying it. With you, it was a risk. And I said, you know what? I'm going to do another. I ran into a lady who was doing a compilation book of domestic violence survivors. I took part in that. The book is out for order now. It's called Wounds to Wisdom. It's going to be an amazing book. We are telling our story about our domestic violence past. We have a few celebrities in there as well. And we're going to have a gala in Atlanta on October 7th. That's going to be the actual book release. We're going to be walking the purple carpet, purple for domestic violence. We're going to have a huge, just really nice gala where we're going to be dressed in our formal wear. We're going to share who we are as an author. So I'm excited about that. A couple of weeks ago, I was I connected with CBN. CBN is a Christian broadcasting network here, like TBN. And they said, hey, we want to have an interview with you. And I was like, okay, great. So that was my perfect chance. I can use what James taught me in this interview. So this man gets on the phone and I immediately go into storytelling and I hear nothing from him. And after I finished, I could actually hear him like, wow. You know, and at this point, I'm so proud of myself because I just told a story without telling you, okay, listen, I'm about to tell you a story. I actually told him a story from James's advice and he took it. He took the bait. So yes, because of that, because of James's advice, CBN and what I use, CBN will be coming to my city on September the 19th to televise my testimony. 200, I mean, it's going to be national, over hundreds of languages. I'm going to be national on television telling my story. I'm so excited about that. I'm doing radio shows, waiting for some things to come into play, but I'll be in a anniversary issue of a magazine next month. Myself, my best friend will also be in there with me because she was with me through those domestic violence relationships. Had to interview them again, wowed her on the interview with the same information I use. And so I'll be in that magazine next week. I just got a message yesterday about another radio show that says, hey, come on, talk to us, tell us your story. So I have just getting so many different little connections and opportunities. And I'm just looking for God to just go a little bit further with that. I'm writing my solo book now, and I'm also working on an ebook. So I am just looking forward to everything that God is doing. And I'm telling you, if it was not the same information, Clarity Class, I would do it all over again. All over again.
Oh, I love it. I love how you're just kind of, yeah, oh yeah, CBN, like CBN. Oh, like gonna be interviewing you.
I still step back and I'm like, is this real? I mean, they're bringing my best friend in from Atlanta and saying, hey, we want her on this television show too. And he's like, congratulations, you're going to be nationally viewed. And I'm like, what? And I hadn't really told anybody because I'm like, only my family, because I'm like, is this real? God, is this, you're serious to me? You know, me, yes. who's always been last. Okay. And always thought that I was invisible to people. You're putting me now on national television.
Yes.
I owe you, I'm telling you, if it was not for Clarity Class that gave me the confidence, and not for James who came in and said, you can do this. I'm going to show you how. I don't know if I would have aced that interview, and I don't know if they would have accepted it.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. Like, honestly, I'm so excited for you. I was saying that I just can't wait to watch. It's just going to be celebrating every single step. And I love that this stemmed from the fact that you were able to start to get visible. You were able to just share some of your story. You were able to share. And this, like, as we say, the class actually began in May. So, but you had the orientation and stuff in April. And so the fact that, like, literally from May, near enough, that you were being visible, sharing stuff, and that led to, like, major television station, books, and all of those things. Like, just goes to show. Say again?
Just 4 months later. Because in Clarity Class, you gave us the tools, but with the tools, you gave us step-by-step instruction. I mean, step by step. I was able to go step by step and say, this is what I can do. And we were privileged to have the replays so where we could go back and look at everything and say, hold on, maybe I didn't do that right. And we had the replay where we could go back and look at every single thing we did. We had a coach who said, hey, I don't even know if you sleep because I was messaging you every day, all day long. And we had a coach that said, listen, I'm here for you. And what I want you to do is to succeed. I did it. You can do it. And I'm going to show you how. And that's what you did. You showed us how to succeed.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Like, I'm just so excited to see the journey develop and all of those things. And I think what's important in what you just said is that belief and understanding that actually if she did it, if I did it, if whoever did it, like you can do it too. Like even though I was there in your corner and I was coaching you and I was supporting you, there was still the action was taken by yourself. I can tell you
Yes.
how, but if you sit and do nothing with it, then there's not much more I can do. You know, I can even coach you with the confidence around actually stepping out to do it. But then it was you making that decision to say, I'm going to be visible. I'm going to put my story and things out there. And then just look at what God did. That is what it's all about. I just love it.
Yes. Yes.
And
I do too.
I would love to know from you before we find out kind of where we can find you, because I'm sure there's going to be so many people that want to know kind of where they can find you and stuff. I would love for you to share just a piece of advice or some advice for people that are wanting to join Clarity Class 2.0. Maybe they've skimmed the sales page a couple times and they've been like, oh no, it's not for me. What would your advice be for people that want to join Clarity Class 2.0 but haven't yet?
My advice would be, I am you. I was you. I was that person who was really hesitant. I was that person who messaged Naomi a couple times before and even after. And I was so hesitant. And I think I let fear set in. I did not, and I'll be honest, I think I didn't really believe in myself before I joined Clarity Class. And once I did that, and I'll say this, if you're hesitant and when you do start, take on that mindset of, it's going to change. I am going to do something. Because when I did it, Naomi, I hadn't taken that mindset yet. You know that. I kept emailing you. But when I finally said, Keisha, get it together. You can do this. There are tools. You can do this. Just start. And then when I finally started, that's when the ball started rolling for me. Don't hesitate to do this. It is going to take your life, I kid you not, y'all, 4 months. It's going to take your life from one point to where you need to be. It's just going to be a chain reaction of things that's going to happen for you. And I believe that your business is going to go from point A to point D. I'm telling you, just in a matter of weeks. In a matter of weeks. Don't hesitate. Jump on it. Get the great coaching. Get the advice. Get the encouragement. Get the support. Get someone who's behind you, who believes in you. And not only believes in you, but believes in Christ, and it's going to push you the right way. I cannot say it enough. Don't hesitate. I was hesitant about it and even wanted to drop out. You know, I wanted to drop out. Had I dropped out, I would not be here.
Oh, wow.
Not have those interviews. I would have not had the courage to do those things. Don't be hesitant. Click that join now button and make the best investment you can for your business today. I'm serious.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing, Keisha, and for sharing all of your wisdom and advice and input as well. And before we round up here, I would love for people to be able to follow you, to find you. So, like social media, website, your book, and obviously we're gonna find you on CBN, but like
Yeah.
September. But like, where can we find you? Tell us.
Well, on social media, I do have a website. Listen, guys, Naomi was perfect with the website. I'm not good with that stuff. And that website still intimidates me. Oh, I don't know what it is. I do not. Maybe I need to try Square. That's what it is.
Oh, Squarespace, yeah.
Absolutely. When you guys join, you gotta join to know what we're talking about. But my website is fearlessandfree.net. That will be up and running in the next few weeks. It's up now, but I'm just making a lot of different little tweaks and stuff to it. You can find me on Facebook at Denee Christian. That's DENEE Christian. I also have a group on Facebook, but once you join my personal page, my personal page will direct you to that group of Finally Free. On Twitter and Instagram, I'm also Finally Free, at Finally Free. So you can reach me at either way you want to reach me, or like she said, CBN in the next, I don't know when it'll air, but yeah, I'll be there as well. So please reach out to me. But before you reach out to me, join Clarity Class 2.0. You will not regret it. You will not regret it. I'm telling you, you regret it.
Thank you, Keisha. Thank you so much for sharing. And I know there's going to be so many people that want to reach out to you and find out more about you and find out where we can tune in on CBN. I know that's what I'll be looking to find out. So thank you so much for sharing everything today. Really, really great. And just congratulations on all of your success and everything that you've been able to do in such a short space of time. Like, I'm so excited for you and so excited to continue to see your journey develop and grow.
And again, I want to say that this was only 4 months. 4 months that this happened for me. Clarity Class gave me that push that I needed to go in the right direction. So imagine what your life could be in 4 months. I'm appreciative to Clarity Class. I would forever tell people about it. And I just God that you were obedient to start this, to step out of that job, step out on faith, start this, and now giving other people the tools to do what you have already done successfully. So thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, it's emotional. Thank you so much, Keisha. It's amazing. This whole emotional call. Thank you so much for sharing. Thanks, Keisha.